invitation from the Queen herself. Timmy, do you read me?
I'm here, Commander. Oh, I must have nodded off there for a second.
I'm headed to Divinity's Reach to meet the Queen. But, have you heard from Bram?
No, sorry. Rox got word through, though. Apparently she talked some sense into him. He formed an exploratory committee, let's say. They're making their way up to Jormag as we speak, to see what kind of damage they can do before mobilizing a larger force. I'm worried about him, Commander. He's calling this group Destiny's Edge.
I don't suppose Ritlock or Kaith had any say in that.
No. I don't want to lose him to Jormag, and if we're right about its weakness, he won't stand a chance.
How are we doing on that front?
I have an idea. A great idea. Well, brilliant, really. But I need to complete the experiment with the samples, then reach out to some contacts to see if I can get what I need for the aforementioned brilliant idea. I'll keep you posted. Anyway, say hi to the Queen for me.
Do you know her?
I feel like I do after all the gossip rags I've read. Do you know she doesn't wear shoes? Try not to stare at her feet now that I told you that.
You're a huge help as always. Get some rest.
Bye!
There you are. The illustrious leader of Dragon's Watch. Welcome. I appreciate the sentiment, Your Majesty, but I feel like I haven't been much of a leader lately. I don't know how you do it. You have a whole kingdom to worry about while I can't even manage to keep a handful of people driving toward one purpose. It's a trying task, but to be honest, sometimes I envy what must be the simplicity of your life. This place is all politics and subtext. Do a thing one person likes and 3 hate you for it. It can get very complicated. You just relentlessly smash things until they're no longer at odds with you. I wish it were like that around here sometimes. Well, what can I smash for you today? I believe a White Mantle attack is imminent, and must take certain actions here in Divinity's Reach to ensure its safety. The fact that you're not really describing these actions makes me think they might be a little unorthodox. What do you think of this garden, Commander? It's lovely, isn't it? And to preserve such a marvel requires constant maintenance. Sometimes weeds creep in, and sometimes you must eradicate them, lest your garden become unkempt. I see. I've called the ministers here under the auspices of a reassuring gathering, but I really need to deliver what some will consider shocking news. Your presence here will go a long way to ease minds, so please, mingle. And also, keep an eye out. Any evidence of White Mantle meddlings you find would only support my actions. I'll do some digging. And Your Majesty, you missed a weed here. That looks like one, but it's actually the Crichton spiderwort. It'll bloom soon, and its petals give you the most luscious dyes. It's my favorite flower. It hides its true potential from most, and then blossoms into something great. Happy hunting, Commander. doesn't sound good.
Stupid piece of junk. This is
I'm
unbelievable.
surprised the Wee family has the guts to show their faces after what their daughter has done.
Though don't be cruel. Minister Wee wouldn't abandon his duties.
Oh, bother, not again.
What happened? The White Mantle.
Calm down, calm down. Third time this week this old guy's gone down. I have to manually enter manifest data when he's offline. Would you mind getting him up and running while I keep the gate's records?
Sure.
What a sport. And do be quick about it. My hand cramps easily.
This is an odd method of repair.
He can be a bit finicky, but the fix-it interface, or fixterface, I've created should make it clear what he needs in order to be fixed. Do you think that'll catch on? I was also toying with combining display and repair into disrepair. Oh, my. Never said that aloud. Fixed? Thanks. When you retire from dragon slaying, you should think about opening your own golem repair shop. No one came in or out, so I didn't end up needing to man the gate locks. Plus, I needed the break.
Glad I could do your job for you. By the way, I found this pot, but didn't know where it went. Looks a little like...
I've never seen that before. I don't know what it is, but it's not part of this golem.
Huh. Hey, Tommy.
Hold on! Okay, I'm here. What's up?
Is the communication device you gave me one of a kind?
Probably not. I mean, mine is by far the best and most advanced, but there are others out there. Wait, why do you ask?
I found a device that looks a lot like the communicator. If it was planted here by the White Mantle, they could be listening in. I'm guessing it isn't the only one.
Oh, if you want, I can use your communicator to send out a high-frequency ping that'll help you find any others in your area.
Let's do that. I'll get what I can and show the Queen.
Oh, be sure to let her know I helped.
Yes, it seems they outnumber us at least 3-1.
Devices have a security system. Suspicious. Pressure. Energized. You're seeing things.
Send the opposite
People needed with a white man. I'm grateful I got invited to this event at all.
message. I'm starting to wish I stayed home.
I'm neither here nor there. Maybe I was the illusion all along. This seems like enough to back up whatever the Queen's about to do. I should give these to her. Commander, I was just trying to reassure the Wees here. It's a stressful time for them. Well, not just them, for everyone.
The Queen is politely dancing around the fact that our daughter is on the wrong side of this.
Have you heard from her? At all?
We haven't heard from Valette. That doesn't mean we won't. She's a good girl, Commander. Just a little lost. She'll find her way home. We only want to hear her play the violin again.
We all do, Minister. May we speak a moment, Your Majesty? Of course.
Pardon us.
I found these listening devices around the courtyard. They could be White Mantle. Thank you, Commander. I needed evidence like this to support my stance. It appears this is an opportune time, then. Allow me to excuse myself. I have a speech to give. Ministers and members of the royal court. For years, we've had a fester inside the kingdom. A creeping undertow that sucked some of our friends and family into its darkness. Now, with Confessor Caudicus at the White Mantle's helm, this seething conflict will soon come to a head, as we are poised to be smashed between two rising elder dragons. We cannot stand for a threat from within. For this reason, I'm hereby suspending the ministry until the danger has passed. Some of you will understand it's for your safety. Others will understand that I have trapped them here, far from the White Mantle's network.
You cannot! I won't be treated like a common Doliac, herded into a pen and kept as livestock. I am no criminal. You claim this will keep us safe. From what? Who will keep us safe from you, I say?
Good minister, this measure is temporary, I assure you. Only until the kingdom is safe from attack and the traitors in our midst have revealed themselves. The commander has already verified...
There is no attack. This is an autocrat's ploy. Fellow ministers, this is a moment in life, a rare moment where you will look back one day and say, I made a stand, or I did nothing. Do you silently let the Queen capture your voice, and the voice of the people? Or do you make enough noise that the six gods themselves hear us say nay? When my grandfather...
This is my chance.
No! Minister Arton! Your Majesty, we have to get you to safety. We need to secure the ministers. The loyal ones, at least. I'll try to take care of them, but you're my priority. That's refreshing. We've prepared for many contingencies. There are some defenses ready to set up right outside the chamber. Quickly!
The White Mantle will never control Crichton.
Cover me while I set up this defensive barrier. Fast as the wind. More White Mantle incoming! That's refreshing. Another Mesmer! Smash away, Commander! You're seeing things. Destroy this. One barrier left. Good. Then to the throne room. We can easily defend it. The last one is just outside there. This is the last one.
Jenna. That's enough. Fellow ministers, join me and help the White Mantle rid Kryta of this illegitimate ruler. Or stand by her side and be judged by my fire.
Estelle, what a surprise. Who could have seen this coming? You? Maybe you. Did you? And you, my friend? Were you surprised?
Get back here, you! I hate to break it to you, but I won't run as easily. I was honored when Codicus tapped me for the job of regicide, and I will see it to its bloody end.
Not on my watch, Estelle.
Logan!
Captain Thackeray, beyond brave as always, but I need you leading the defense of the city. I'll handle this bloated tick.
Handle me? You can't move. This hamstrung doormat is your only hope, and I'm about to kill him just to put him out of his lovesick misery.
Estelle!
What? The whole ministry knew it.
You'll regret that slight.
Damn you!
I am Titan! Maybe I was the illusion all along. I'm fast as the wind. Reflections!
That's the last of them, then. For now.
That was an impressive show, Your Majesty.
It was. How'd you like smashing things to solve your problems?
I never want to take up arms against one of my subjects, but, I think I might be quite suited for your lifestyle.
I'll save you a spot in Dragon's Watch if you ever decide to step down.
Very kind. Now, what's the situation outside the city?
The White Mantle Army is making a push from the lake, but we don't know the full extent of their numbers. I'm headed down to set up a command tent at Doric's Landing.
It's good to see you on your feet again. I'll meet you there.
Great. We could use the help. Talk to Lieutenant Fours in the Plaza of Lissa. I'll make sure you're granted access to the battlefield.
Logan, please don't slow your recovery by doing something like getting yourself killed. Commander, thank you. And watch out for the weeds.
Glad you're here, Commander. We could use your help.
Welcome to Lake Doric, Commander. What's left of it. The locks alone will take years to rebuild. But that worry can wait. Right now, our focus is repelling the siege and saving as many lives as we can.
And once that's through, we crush Codicus into a fine paste.
I don't believe we've been introduced.
Turns out the Char hate Codicus just as much as we do. This is Legionnaire Nelia Steelpaw. She's volunteered her troops to help us.
The White Mantle can't be allowed to ruin everything our races have built together. This is our fight, too.
Back to the matter at hand. There are a few key areas around Lake Doric we need eyes on. Spies have infiltrated our ranks, but I trust you beyond any doubt. So the task is yours.
You can count on me.
Word from the Seraph suggests incursions throughout Lake Doric. But for the moment, our intelligence is spotty at best. Come take a look at the map, and I'll tell you what we know. We've received reports of survivors in the forest up north, Sadra's Haven to the east, and New Lomehurst to the southeast. We have troops at the Lakeside Bazaar looking after our supply lines, but I'd like you to check in on the lines as well. We can't allow any further devastation of this region. If you see anything else of interest, please include it in your report. Before you begin your reconnaissance, there's a Shining Blade agent south of here who wants a word with you. His name's Calden. He says he has something that'll help us win this war.
Ah, Commander. Captain Thackeray said he'd be sending you my way. I'm Exemplar Calden. As you're aware, the Shining Blade has been fighting the Mersat for a long, long time. Studying them, too. And we've recently made a breakthrough that might help us turn the tables on the White Mantle.
We can use all the help we can get. Go on.
Being that this isn't your first run-in with Jade constructs, I'm sure you're familiar with Spectral Agony?
Yes, I've had the pleasure of having my insides torn apart by that particular magic.
The Mersat's ability to phase between our world and the Mists allows them to tap into magics unobtainable in the mortal realm. Spectral Agony is the pinnacle of this ability, and we think we've found a way to harness a form of it for our own use.
You've reproduced the powers of the Mersat?
Yes. Well, in a sense. With some limitations. You see, unlike a Mersat or their constructs, You can't phase between our world and the mists at will. But while close to death, you've already got one foot in the mists. At death's door, as they say. Using remnants of Jade constructs, I fashioned a signet that allows you to cast spectral agony when you're near death.
I try to make it a habit to avoid those almost dead moments. But this does sound intriguing.
But I'll warn you, the longer you tap into this power, the more it will pull you into the next world. Use it wisely, once you've had a chance to familiarize yourself with the signet. Come see me if you'd like an advanced demonstration.
I've trained to use this signet of yours, and I'm ready for a demonstration.
Ah, excellent. To demonstrate this, I'm going to need to hit you. Hard. Brace yourself! The longer you channel energy through the signet, the wider your range, but the more splendid. Now we're fighting fire with fire. If you ever have any other questions, be sure to see me.
Such a small fishing village. Hope the families are able to recover from this.
Wait, where are you going? Can't just... Oh, damn it.
It's the commander. Come to complicate my day even further, have you?
Logan asked me to check in on the Seraph's operations here. What's going on? I heard a commotion earlier.
Oh, that was nothing. Just a little raw, seething frustration I needed to let loose. I'll be fine. I've been tapped as the civilian envoy for the Seraph supply line operations here. Keeping pace with them is challenging. But someone's got to build the crown for all these resources once the war's over. Every last item will be accounted for.
Very patriotic of you. Looks like things are running smoothly around here, though.
The Seraph is a well-oiled machine when push comes to shove. They didn't waste a moment once the attack was sprung. The bazaar is probably the most secure location in Lake Doric. I doubt the White Mantle will have much luck seizing it. That's not to say there isn't lots of work to be done if you want to chip in. As you may have noticed, I only have 2 hands.
Maybe later. I'm on orders from Thackeray to recon the rest of Lake Doric before we plan our next move.
Very well. Tell the captain that his supply lines are well looked after. And watch your back out there, Commander.
Sadra's Haven has been taken over by White Mantle. We'll need a coordinated assault to retake it. I'll make note for Logan. Beautiful blend. That feels better. A house. All the way out here. At least it's well fortified.
Commander, are you reading me?
Go ahead, Timey.
Get ready for the dragon battle to end all dragon battles! A steamy wing fist to icy face jaw fight to the death! It's Jormag versus Primordus!
Am I to infer...
The experiment was a success, and I'm having the heart of Omad's machine delivered to Rada Novus. With it, I should be able to see the eternal alchemy and manipulate the dragon's energies to pit them against one another. Spencer's research is continuing to pay dividends.
I haven't had the best track record guiding members of this guild, so I'll say this as a word of caution. Scarlet.
Okay, A, I'm not a dragon minion. No offense. And B, the lives we'll save are worth the risk, and I think you might agree with that.
I do. Just be careful.
What could go wrong? You know what? It feels like I shouldn't say that. I bet a ton of stuff can go wrong. Bye!
You're back and in one piece. I assume you have a report for us.
Indeed. The Seraph have the bazaar well secured, but the Mantle's making gains elsewhere in the region. Sadra's Haven is definitely a target. We should send some support that way.
I'll try to get a detachment out there as soon as possible. What else?
The White Mantle have taken an interest in New Loamhurst, as well as a heavily fortified house in the forest north of here.
If it's of interest to the enemy, it's of interest to us. I appreciate your efforts, Commander. Thanks to you, we're a little less blind in this battle. While you were scouting, we heard that the White Mantle have taken Fort Avenia, bolstering their eastern flank's defenses. Worse yet, there's some sort of magical storm forming over the fort. We can't risk a frontal assault. There's supposed to be a Shining Blade agent stationed in that area. one well-versed in the art of sabotage. I think the two of you could do a lot of damage together. Go track down the agent. See if you can do something about the White Mantle who occupy that fort.
Damn jade constructs. They hit like a stampeding centaur.
Careful now. What happened to you?
I was undercover inside Fort Avinia when those filthy cultists took it during the surprise attack. They caught me inside trying to free Seraph prisoners. Took a hit from one of those jade bows while I was trying to escape. Then this storm appeared. Might be from the bloodstone shards they're storing in there.
Logan sent me to help deal with the White Mantle in the fort. What can I do?
You can help me finish my mission. There's still a number of Seraph prisoners inside that need assistance. There's also plenty of opportunities for intel gathering and good old-fashioned sabotage. If you can avoid detection.
I'm something of an illusionist myself. Avoiding detection should be no problem.
Not to doubt your ability, but I think we need something stronger. I can cloak you in a powerful veil that will give you the appearance of a White Mantle soldier. But there are some limits. The guys won't hold up to close scrutiny. So don't take any drastic action if any Mantle are watching. Be careful inside. Especially around those jade constructs.
I will. Stay safe and out of sight. I'll return soon. The Seraph made it out, and the White Mantle are going to have a lot of cleanup.
Good work. Those soldiers' families will be relieved to see them alive. Get back to Captain Thackeray and report the good news. I'll stay and coordinate future raids.
That put me into an adventurous mood.
The scouts tell me the White Mantle leaders in Fort Avinia are in a scramble. I'm guessing we have you to thank for that.
I rescued some Seraph soldiers while I was inside. They may have overheard some intel while they were under guard.
We'll debrief them immediately. Good work, Commander. We're winning this war. We're almost ready to turn our attention to Caudicus. But before we act, we need to strengthen our hold on the region.
I like the sound of that. How can I help?
I need you on the front line supporting the Seraph's efforts. Do whatever you can to ensure our victory.
Understood. I'll do my part.
Return to me when the tide is turned. And take care of yourself out there.
Will do. See you soon, Logan. Ha! You're seeing things!
Like those apples!
Protected. I've done what I can. The White Mantle threat isn't completely contained, but we should be ready to make our move on Caudicus.
Perfect timing. Jenna, that is, Her Majesty, has requested our presence in the throne room. We couldn't have held off the mantle without you. I'm sure the Queen wants to thank you personally for your efforts. A year ago, nobody would have let a Sylvari set foot in the Queen's throne room. I'm glad things have changed. Go ahead and make your way up to the palace. I'll meet you there.
You don't scare me.
Captain Thackeray, how are we doing?
The tide has turned, Your Majesty. It's only a mop-up operation now. Thanks in no small part to the commander here. If I could have been out there more.
You served your kingdom well, Logan. That's that.
Your Majesty.
What of the head of this snake?
Running home to die in his den, the slippery serpent. I'd say we should just torch the place and rid ourselves of him. But there are still innocents at the manor. Canuck and a detachment of Shining Blade are there. They're waiting to... well... Canuck wants out of his obligation to me, and I won't stand for Caudicus seeing another sunrise.
I should go then, to ensure justice is served, and just in case.
I agree. And I have someone who could be of great help to that end, Commander.
I can lead you in. I know a way. Some tunnels behind the manor.
The daughter of the villain? I see a few issues with that.
Anise.
But any help is welcome.
He also might be going home to unleash his contingency plan. He's desperate. And trust me, when Caudicus is desperate, he's dangerous.
Well, if anyone would know about that. Logan, take the Seraph and make sure no one slips out the front. We'll remove the disease surgically, following Lady Beetlestone's intimate knowledge of her dear father's secret paths.
We?
Yes, child. I'll see you there and be right by your side, as the commander said, to ensure justice is served and just in case.
Anise, you should stay in Divinity's reach. Demi is a friend. A capable friend, not in need of supervision.
Oh, of course. Whatever the thrones will. Get to it then, everyone. You have a snake to behead.
Logan, a moment before we shove off.
Sure.
Whitlock and I started a new guild. With you up and about again, I was wondering if you'd like to return to the fold. But in Dragon's Watch.
Interesting proposition, Commander, but I think I have other plans. General Soulkeeper came to see me the other day and offered me the position of Pact Marshal. I didn't, well, at first I didn't think it was for me, but my injuries and today, well, my eyes were open to, my role here. Her Majesty has always been the kind of person to do things her own way. It's time I started doing the same.
It's a great honor, and you deserve it. Have you told her yet? I imagine she'll be disappointed.
I think she'll be just fine. Have a safe mission. See you on the other side.